Today we're talking your comic comments, 10 comments, questions, and concerns that you guys left on my videos over the course of the month of October. So let's get into it. I got 10 comments to respond to. I love doing these videos, man. So if you guys got questions for next month, leave them down below and we'll be sure to get to them. But let's start off with Black Cat's Eye 22 says, I'll have to check out Understanding Comics. This was in my latest comic hunting vlog. Dude, Understanding Comics, I found this first print. This comic will blow your mind. This will make you see the comic book medium in a whole new light. Love what Scott McCloud does, how he breaks down just how comics work and how you should see them differently. Definitely recommend Understanding Comics. It'll blow your mind and make you that much more of a fan of the comic book medium. So definitely recommend it. Next up, we've got Steven Turner 4451. He says, I'm relatively new to comics, so please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Marvel's events are too crammed. For example, in the DCKO event so far, between October and December, there are 24 issues planned, but for the X-Men Age of Revelation event, there are 54 issues. It just feels too bloated and a lot to commit to. So the first thing, you're not supposed to get every tie-in, right? That's a classic mistake that someone might make. If you're new to the comic book collecting game, you might think that DCKO, I gotta get everything, man. I gotta read everything because that's how you read the event. Not so, man. I've learned over the years, you definitely don't need every single tie-in to the event to have full enjoyment of the event. Like Beast Wars or Night Terrors, dude, some of these events are really skippable and you can just read the main story and get enough out of it. The fact that Marvel is doing 54 issues for Age of Revelation, I feel for you guys, man. So I'm not a big Marvel reader to begin with. Modern Marvel, I kind of stay away from. Kind of like for these sort of reasons. I just look at 54 issues and it's like, man, that's really money grubbing, dude. So even though you're not meant to pick up every single issue in that, 54 is a lot to ask for from your audience, man. So yeah, you're relatively new, but you're not wrong. Tie-ins and events like this have a ton of tie-ins, man. But you're not supposed to get them all. That's a lesson that you kind of learn pretty quick. Next up, Daily Dose of Joseph on one of my new comic book day shorts. He says, I'm new to reading comics. Can you tell me why I read monthly floppies instead of trade paperbacks? As a new baby boy to the comic game, I'm reading trades instead of going monthly, specifically focusing on DC Absolute Universe. So there's no wrong way to read comics, right? So if you read comics floppy, you wait for the trade, or you read them digitally, that's all reading comics to me, man. You're still a comic fan. I will say though, the reason why I pick up floppies, besides doing content, right? Like I do comic book reviews every single week, so it's kind of important for me to stay on top of it in that way. For a lot of series, you know, it's like, hey, I'm not going to pick up the floppies. I'll pick it up on trade or read it online. It just depends on the series, right? It's very series dependent. But if you are a person that you don't see the value in picking up single issues and you want to pick up the trades as well, or like instead, more power to you, man. That's still reading comics in my book. But yeah, definitely series dependent. And I'd like to hear from you guys down below. Do you read trades or you read single issues, man? Because I definitely see some benefits to both. Thanks for the question, Daily Dose of Joseph. Next up, Low Voltage 1641 on my Absolute Universe ranking short. He says, should I open them? I have them all hardcover and packaged. I kind of want to collect them and keep them nice forever in collector's hardcovers, but I don't know if it's worth it. I thought this was a very interesting question. I've never been one in my mind to take super good care of a collected edition. To me, collected editions are supposed to be read, right? So it's supposed to be a little bit beat up from time to time. Like my Omnis, dude, I don't really care if like the Omnis have little bends on the spine or something like that, like on the dust jacket, for example. I'm not like as long as I have the Omni, right? That's more important to me than keeping it in super pristine edition or in condition, right? So when you say that you have all of the hardcovers of the Absolute Universe and you don't know if you should open them up, I don't know, man, because I don't see them like increasing in price, right? Like I don't think 20 years down the line, if you have a sealed Absolute Batman Volume 1 hardcover, I don't see that as being a super good investment, right? In the way that some people think of comics can be, like a CGC slab or something like that. So personally, I would say open up your hardcovers and read them, man. But if you're a collector and you like to just keep it nice and pristine, I'm not gonna fault you there, man. So definitely definitely up to you. I thought this question was very interesting though. Next up, we got friend of the show, Lorenzo Talks. Definitely give him a follow. He does really great video essays. He says, can't wait to pick up Absolute Evil. I love how the Absolute Universe has been expanding so far. Dude, it's so sick. I love the Absolute Universe. They're expanding in a really great way. Absolute Evil, great entry to the Absolute Universe. All the main series have been great too. We're getting Absolute Catwoman coming up. And then we get, you know, some of the annuals that sound pretty cool. We get like the Arc M special. So yeah, dude, I am so into the Absolute Universe. So glad I'm picking it up in single issues. Next up on the Absolute Evil review, we got Nimbu Pani 7. Sorry if I butchered your name, dude. He says, hey man, I just want to say, how much money do you usually spend on comics per week? That's a great question. I try to stay at like 50 bucks, right? So some weeks it's under, some weeks it's a little over. Like upcoming this Wednesday, I think I'm spending like 70 bucks, but the last couple new comic days have been a little bit light. It all kind of evens out, right? But I would say in general, try to stay at the $50 sort of as my budget. It's a loose budget though, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of the goal, is 50 bucks. Next up, we got Yimothy on my New York Comic Con roundup video. He says, this is so lame. The Ultimate Universe stuff was the only Marvel series I was pulling. Yeah, dude, when the Marvel Universe ends, I mean, there's gonna be like 4 series that I've been pulling from Marvel that I'm just gonna have, you know, not gonna be a thing anymore, right? So from Marvel, I think I'm gonna literally have Captain America and Fantastic Four. I think that's it. So if there's a Marvel series that I should be reading, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, it's pretty much been the Ultimate Universe stuff and then a couple series here and there. Pretty picky with my Marvel picks, but yeah, I'm surprised they're ending this dang thing with the Ultimate Universe. You'd think they want to milk it for all the money they could. But yeah, pretty interesting to see it end. Also on my New York Comic Con news roundup video, definitely check it out. We got Black Cat Eye 22, who had a comment earlier. So shout out to you for, you know, always commenting some great questions. Black Cat Eye says, I'm excited for DC Vertigo to come back. I am so pumped for DC Vertigo. Some of the series that they have announced already, a lot of potential there, man. Even though these series they don't take place in the DC universe, right? Like I think that just having that indie kind of flair, but under the branch of DC, that's just like a recipe for success, man. So hopefully they can bring back the DC Vertigo of old and, you know, give us some really great banging stories. But yeah, I'm excited for DC Vertigo. I think that literally probably like 8 of the series I'm gonna just be adding to my pull list, right? So in the future, man, it's gonna be mostly Vertigo. It's gonna be pretty sick. So I'm excited for Vertigo to come back. I hope you guys are as well. Next up on my latest comic hunting vlog and haul, we got Daniel Sweet 858 says, your wife doesn't mind going to comic shops with you? You're one lucky man, dude. So yeah, man, I go comic shopping with my wife from time to time. She looks around as well. She's read some graphic novels in the past, you know, she's not totally a stranger to the comic book medium. And yeah, there's stuff for her to look at as well. We trade off, right? I go to some stores that I'm not the biggest fan of, but walk around with her as well. And yeah, that's just how we roll, man. We go into different stores together. So very lucky guy. Some guys, their wife will not step foot into a comic book store with them. So I'm very lucky in that regard for sure. Last but not least, on my short horror comics you can read in one night. That was my horror comic video from last week. We got Get Ya Bars Off podcast. Says, how do I do this dual screen look? So kind of referring to the fact that I can, you know, have the overhead, the fact that I got the screen share on my iPad, and then you got the front facing camera, right? So the way I would put it, right? How do you think I do this, right? So when people ask me this all the time, they're trying to get the secret sauce for how I do my videos, right? I don't mind giving out the secrets or whatever, but as a content creator, how would you do this, right? So that's the question I always ask somebody, because if you're trying to do it, you know, just think about it creatively, like how you would get it done. It's just 2 cameras, dude. So on the one camera, I've got, this is just my iPhone, as you guys can see, like right here, this is my iPhone, connects wirelessly to my Mac, and then I can use that as an overhead top-down camera. So you guys can see all the cool comics like that. And then this is just an iPad that I plug in as well. And you just use OBS to switch the scenes, man. So nothing crazy. It's just, how do you think it would be done? That's kind of how, that's like the most obvious answer, you know what I mean? So that's how I do my videos. And that was also the last comment. Hope you guys enjoyed. like I was saying, leave me some comments down below to be featured in my November Your Comic comments. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics.